Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menasce. On today's show, we're talking about the situation in the Persian Gulf. I'm here to tell you the Strait of Hormuz is going to be a weaponized flashpoint for years to come. Even if the Trump administration negotiates a deal with the Iranian regime, there's too many third parties who would benefit from weaponizing transit through the channel. There's reports of independent parties already demanding ransom from ships for up to $10 million for safe passage. That money is not ending up in the hands of the government in Tehran. See, even after a deal is done, for only a few $1,000s, a rogue actor can convince the world that the Strait is not a safe place for shipping. Headlines are not going to bring peace to the Middle East. A simple agreement between Washington and Tehran is not going to bring peace to the region. There's simply too many parties involved, and most of them are not even present at the negotiating table. See, the Strait of Hormuz has become Iran's nuclear weapon, but it can in fact be weaponized by anybody. Even without a nuclear weapon, Iran has been able to inflict global economic damage by weaponizing the flow of oil. Today, we have 52 countries that have already reached out to the International Monetary Fund to ask for help because the situation has left all of these countries depleted for foreign reserves that they need to buy commodities. In that list of 52 countries, there's several major economies, not just the poorest nations on earth. We're talking about major economies. This is not getting coverage in the news. Now, there are some practical realities that we need to acknowledge. The U.S. is not going to keep two aircraft carriers parked perpetually in the Persian Gulf. So the Gulf states will eventually need to deal with Iran directly, long after the Americans go home. Even if there was to be regime change in Iran, the Strait of Hormuz has been weaponized and the world has changed forever. You cannot eliminate the threat of a rogue actor who was not party to a peace agreement making a lone decision to weaponize the strait again. It's too easy for a lone actor, for only a few $1,000s, to target a pipeline, a refinery, or a storage tank. If you hit a storage tank with gasoline, even with a hand grenade strapped to a $500 drone, you're going to have flames and smoke shooting hundreds of feet in the air. Social media will be instantly filled with videos of the fire. I mean, look at what happened in Iraq. Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. He wasn't the first one to have that idea. Now, the Americans came to the Middle East and they fought two wars to get rid of Saddam. They eventually succeeded at huge cost. They got rid of Saddam and installed players of their choosing. Well, we now have the new leaders in Iraq talking about how Kuwait should rightly be part of Iraq. Saddam Hussein was not the first to think of it, and he clearly won't be the last. My point is that you can't strike a single deal in the Middle East and hope that it's going to stick because you don't know who's going to come after them. Wars are easy to start, but incredibly difficult to finish. And I don't care how many times the White House signs a piece of paper in front of a room full of reporters. The fact is, it's too easy to make headline news with a $500 drone and a tiny munition. These oil facilities are economically important, and they're virtually impossible to secure against those kinds of threats. The war in the Ukraine has unleashed a wave of innovation in modern warfare. The Ukrainians have developed new autonomous weapons out of necessity, and that saved thousands of lives in the Ukraine. It's also cost the Russians thousands of lives. These technologies are being copied and proliferated all over the world. We see drug lords in Colombia using these weapons. Iran is developing. China's manufacturing the components on a large scale. There's dozens of defense startups in the U.S. developing these systems, and many can be built using a small array of 3D printers. It doesn't take a particularly sophisticated manufacturing facility to produce these weapons. So countries all over the world are making decisions about their energy security. The Strait of Hormuz is a flashpoint that's not going to go away. So what are the options? Well, some have resorted to buying coal to generate electricity. Those coal-fired electric generating plants are being brought back into service, and coal demand is surging on a global basis. Countries that are investing in solar for power generation are finding that the economic model for solar just got a whole lot better when you consider that everyone has access to sunlight. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard is not going to stop the sun from shining in India or Malaysia or mainland China or anywhere else. In the short term, the flow of oil can be and has been weaponized. And the world order has changed, not just for 60 or 90 days, it's changed forever. There's no going back to normal to the way things were prior to the U.S. air war against Iran. The countries of the Middle East know that their economic model has been impacted. Some will eliminate the toll in the Strait of Hormuz by building a pipeline, and that will make economic sense. But even a pipeline can't be secured against the threat of sabotage. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.